So, Freunde, ein kleiner Vlog von dem Weck-Wochenende. Wir hatten das Vergnügen, dass David Weck und Christopher Chamberlain in Deutschland waren. Das hat Elias Brocker eingefädelt. Es war ein sehr spannendes Wochenende. Level 1 habe ich aktiv mitgemacht. Das war an einem Freitag. Ich hatte einen Mordsmuskelkater am Arsch. Das kannst du dir gar nicht vorstellen von der ganzen Rotation. Und bei der Level 2 Ausbildung, Tag 2 und 3, habe ich dann einfach mal die Kamera selber drauf gehalten, um auch so ein bisschen mal Elias, weil das ist so ein bisschen so sein Hoheitsgebiet, einfach mal ein bisschen zu begleiten und euch auch so ein bisschen einen Einblick zu geben, was ist die Weck überhaupt und was beeinflusst vielleicht auch so ein bisschen die deutsche Nerdbubble von Übersee. Und ich muss zugeben, es hat mich sehr inspiriert und es war auch eine Mordsstimmung, einer der Workshops, wo ich sagen darf, das war on point von Minute 1 bis zur letzten Minute und das ist schon eine hohe Kunst. Ja. Und ja, wie gesagt, Tag 1 kriegst du heute serviert, in den nächsten Tagen findest du hier auch auf YouTube Tag 2. Ich würde mich natürlich freuen, wenn du deine Gedanken da lässt. Und ja, der Fuck kann gar nicht lang. Lass uns direkt reingehen. Viel Spaß.
Wir nehmen euch heute mit zu Weck Method Tag 2. Wir hatten gestern schon am Freitag den RMTS, Rotational Movement Training Specialist. Das ist Level 1. Und heute Samstag und Sonntag hier in Erkrath im T2 Performance haben wir Level 2 Weck Method Qualification, BMQ. Komm mit rein.
Das wird fantastisch.
We're going to be mastering the RMT club. That's a huge component of this course. So I'm going to teach you about swinging implements. I've been working with clubs and maces probably since I was 16 years old. So like 18 years of experience with them. And the RMT club we make is a really awesome addition to that sort of modality. And compression training or limit force elastics with Bose balls.
So, erste Aufgabe, wir wollen erstmal ein bisschen reinspüren, das heißt, wir nutzen jetzt wieder den Coil an der Wand oder den Voice-Stretch. Genau, das was er sagt. Frontside Coil, Backside Coil an der Wand. Ihr seht hier erstmal, das hier ist ein Frontside Coil, das heißt, da wo das Bein vorne ist, da ist auch die gecoulte oder kurze Seite. Ja, wir schauen uns mal an, welche Seite ist kurz und welche Seite ist lang. Und das andere ist, ein Backside Coil wäre dann quasi, ich mache die Seite kurz, die beim hinteren Bein ist. Ja, und beides können wir halt perfekt mit der Wand machen, haben ein bisschen länger auf der Laterallinie, einfach perfektes Assessment und perfekt für euch, um loszustarten.
It's okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, but just remind me. I try to
Nice. Don't forget to smile.
Frontside Coil, was wir machen, ungefähr einen Fußabstand zur Wand, stellen wir uns hin, erstmal den linken Arm ganz lang an der Wand hoch machen. Das andere Bein geht nach hinten und diagonal durch und jetzt lehne ich mich irgendwann. Die rechte Seite geht der Ellenbogen Richtung Hüfte. Hier machen wir kurz mit der Außenhand. Jetzt versuche ich diese Position zu verschrauben und hier maximal kompakt zu machen. Ich will die kurze Seite maximal kurz, die lange Seite maximal lang. Und ich kriege direkt ein gutes Feedback darauf, wie ready bin ich für mein Training. Prep and Prime. Von hier, wir gehen direkt weiter Richtung Backside Coil. Was ich also jetzt mache, ich gehe einfach mit dem Bein hier nach hinten, in dem Äußeren. Das linke Bein jetzt drückt gegen die Wand. Ich will hier so ein bisschen nach außen reinschrauben. Schraubt mich jetzt hier rein. Und jetzt habe ich am hinteren Bein einen Coil. Ich kann ihn auch so machen. Oder kann ich sogar dynamisch durchgehen. Ich will auch ein bisschen Pivot, das Verschrauben, hier lernen.
If I get that right.
You did both? No. Alright, we only done one. Okay. Yeah. Didn't do me good. Alright, so switch that aside. Go for it. This is right.
Stand a bit closer.
Huh? Alright.
Stand a bit closer.
Oh, just being, yeah, starting pretty close.
Because otherwise we gotta keep the side.
Oh, no, that doesn't matter.
Is the reciprocating spot. It's thumb and fourth finger. What happens is this just relax. Yes. And so what I want is I want to link the fourth and the five. Yes, and you just get it right there as best you can, okay? And this would cover the paper, right? So now from here, what I do is the fourth finger chases the thumb, and it's an infinitesimal center point. When you reach the end range of motion, the hand never stops.
Or you could use pillows or something, but even more important, we use domes, and the reason we're using it, a bozu, both for the dome because you get a ridge line, which creates a center line, and you're going to learn to move about the center line. Because if you're not on it perfectly, you fall off of it. So it teaches you to start moving about it. And we were talking about, instead of things being flexion and extension, we're thinking torsion. So everything's either wrapping and enveloping the ball, or it's moving about away from the ball and you're pushing the ball away on that center line. So that's what this is going to help us with just out the gate. And then the elasticity, you're going to be feeling that air pressure in it, which is going to act similar to like a weightlifting belt, but not fully wrapping around. You're going to learn to manage the pressure there and learn how to activate while also trying to learn to relax simultaneously.
So you can breathe.
Yeah, so you can breathe obviously, because we've got to be able to function while we're doing this, okay? So we're going to just do 2 drills. This is the roof raiser one. It's a simple drill on here, but it's probably one of the best things you can do with a bozu ball, and probably one of actually the best things you can do in the gym with somebody. So this is equal as important to me as somebody doing those 2 drills on the wall or mid-room. It has a ton of value, and it will, for all these people that are going to be like stuck in this internal torsion, this is just like the medicine and cure-all for it, okay? This is actually, if people do want to set these up on the column, it's really nice on the column that you have something to pinch.
Center line!
Yeah, it's just, I've never done it on a column like this. It's really comfortable, but flat walls and stuff are going to be really good for it as well. But basically what we're going to do, the setup for this, getting started with it, I would like everybody to really go through the motions of this. I will, once everybody gets on them, I would like to cue you through it and sort of keep it slow and get you all into the position at the same time. But we're going to sort of like turtle over the shell or over the dome like this, okay? And then what's going to happen is we're going to reach the palms up. You're going to use that to create as much like extension as you can. We're going to, once we get this position, we're going to maintain the position, roll the hands over. We're going to bring them up to the shoulders, so it should be kind of like I can make a diamond, and that diamond is just spread. And then we're going to try to raise the roof. So I don't actually care if you raise this fully overhead. You're just like attempting to raise it overhead, and then every time you come back down in, you're going to try to pin it closer to like the tailbone.
Yeah, the elbows are going to go. Think I need to get my elbows to the sacrum, and then when he's here, he's going to amplify it by trying to turn the hand over, and it won't be as beneficial to go absolutely straight with the elbows. Right? So it's there and you're raising the roof, and what I want you to think is you're going to get up as high as you possibly can, right? You're as high as you possibly can, and you do not let yourself go down at all. Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Siehst du? Komm mal, komm.
Yeah, waiting for my cue. Right now, everybody, I want to see one person on the go.
Super, klasse.
Lifting up, yeah. There you go. Oh, the hands are going up, yeah. Now you're going to start lifting up your body, and you're going to be lifting your hands even harder.
You're a ski jumper.
Keep reaching your hands as hard as you can to be the highest position we can get. Now you're going to retain that position. Do not move.
He's not
You're
allowed
going to
to
turn your palms over and bring them up to your armpits. So turn your palms over.
So palms supinate, bend the elbows. Bend the elbows, and it's there. This is critical.
From there, you're going to twist those wrists out. You're going to try to draw deeper. Those elbows are going to go back. You're going to look up slightly while tucking your chin. So eyes up. You're going to try to raise the roof. So you want to put your hands flat on the ceiling.
Keep this.
You're not trying to get there. You're still trying to draw your shoulders down and back while you're pushing your hands up. Everything is flowing to the low back. You're going to move slowly up and down for up to 3 pumps.
Yes, come up. Turn those hands. Right there. Beautiful. too slow. Boom, right there, raise that roof, not too far.
This is like the hardest condition ever.
Get up, everything.
Hands up more, hands up more. There you go. Now you're going to turn the hands over. You're going to bring your hands to your armpits. You're going to try to turn the palms up, pull the elbows down closer to the tailbone. Then you're going to start trying to raise the roof.
Lächeln nicht vergessen, lächeln, lächeln, lächeln.
Ist das schlimm?
Alter.
You should feel like you did this a morsel deeper than you did the first time. Now you did the sides.
Nice, nice,
If
nice.
you're still in it, you're going to be in that center. You're going to go back to that right side, so left to right hand. And then what you're going to do is the second you get there, you're going to reach up, pass both hands up to the sky, and then you're going to pull them down to the other side. And this is the RMT. So now we're passing.
Very good. Yeah, much better.
So
It was so hard that they are not going to raise off.
So if he goes up a quarter inch more, it's too far for that to stay down. So you go to limit where it's hard to keep them down, but they don't come up. So it's not like we're creating the leverage here, where he's doing like a sit-up.
Yeah.
Right? This is the integration of the perfect balance point where you're on that side of the balance
And
point.
we're trying to find length. So I'm not like crunching up. I'm trying to find like that long core. You wanna, if you can, sort of hang out here. You can do the full flat or stay here. This will all just change the intensity. But you should sort of start getting that like quake. So like everything will sort of like shiver when you're up in there. And I want you to experience like that long core and how weak it is and get that little shiver and start to learn how to breathe through that position. And again, that's what's cool about this, is this pressure is pushing up into you and you're reacting to the pressure and you still have this open side that can breathe, but the open side is also trying to like brace because it feels like it's gonna fall apart. So this is, again, really good thing for like hand balancing and athletes, like learning how to like function with that, like that tall, strong core, right?
And breathing, breathing, breathing. You don't want anybody being like,
Yeah, and then,
you're like, breathing.
And then when we get to the RMT and coil of this one, I want to focus on a backside sort of position. So like when we did the bicycle crunch the other day, so when I'm in that position, I'm going to end up pulling in here and we're going to hold like this, or here, or whatever you want to do with your hands, pull a band. But this would be the idea, so moving about the center, and then we'll end up like RMT alternating like so.
Wir haben gerade nochmal weitergemacht mit der External Torsion Line, das heißt hinten schön alles aktivieren, Latissimus, und jetzt gehen wir weiter mit dem Priming für die Internal Torsion Line. Das heißt, jetzt geht es eher um die Obliques und wir haben hier quasi das funktionale X vor dem Körper, hinter dem Körper. Obliques hier, hinten die Lats, das wird jetzt gepreppt und geprimed und danach geht es in die Performance rein. Komm mit!
Und dann kann man einfach durchschwenken und die Leute zeigen. Was ich sehr geil fand, dass der Chris und der David nochmal auf das Thema Atmen eingegangen sind. Surprise, dass mich natürlich das Ganze sofort huckt. Und sie haben nochmal, und darum geht es zum Beispiel bei der Idee vom Stack oder von der neutralen Atmung, dieses Bracing, dieses Festmachen. Ich brauche die Körpermitte ja für Bewegung, ja, für Athletik, Athletik fängt schon an, wenn du morgens aus dem Bett aufstehst. Gehen ist auch schon etwas, wo ich eine Körpermitte stabilisieren muss. Aber gleichzeitig brauche ich diesen Raum für die Atmung. Ja? Und das ist halt eben super spannend. Ich habe quasi so eine Dualität. Ich brauche Spannung, ich brauche aber auch eine gewisse Kapazität, um Raum zu schaffen für die Atmung. Und wenn ich beides gleichzeitig kann, und das ist halt immer ein gutes Indiz, das hat David eben gesagt, so, diese Sache ist so ein Indiz dafür, ich muss irgendwie mehr Spannung erzeugen. Wenn ich es aber schaffe, da wo ich Spannung brauche, jetzt bei solchen Übungen, die wir jetzt quasi hier mal exemplarisch durchgehen, wenn ich es da noch schaffe, in der Spannung entspannt zu atmen, das ist auch eine Form von Kontrolle und wirklich echte Power. Das muss man dazu sagen. Deswegen geil, ich feiere das hier.
Zerstört halt den Körper.
Nice.
We're coiled. We should be experiencing that external torsion feeling, the one we felt on that extension over the bozu. Does everybody have that feeling? Yes. Yes? Cool. So it's the extension of the bozu. From here, we've got that. We're going to try to keep it. We're going to start steering the elbow nearer. Okay, near steer. Only go as far as you can retain it. Okay, then we bring it back in. Then we're going to go far steer. Only go as far as you can retain it. Then we're going to come back in. We're going to press out, near steer. You keep trying to act like you're opening a doorknob as hard as you can with your wrist extended. We pull it back in. We're going to do that again, but far steer. This one's much harder. All the far steer stuff's a little awkward. Then we bring it in, and then you're going to pick like one or two more points that just seem to make sense for you. Just sort of pick to be straight down, but you're not losing that sensation. Yeah, this is prepping us to recognize how I can actually do exercises that are emphasizing this core-driven movement. Okay, pause here. What you're gonna do, hook your wrist hooks. Roll the shoulder up and over and come to the front pocket with the elbow. It may have made you crunch. If you're crunched, sit up nice and tall. We should be feeling the oblique now, okay? Totally different engine. We're internal torsion. We steer the elbow in. Keep that internal torsion. We steer the elbow far. Keep that internal torsion. We come back in, near with reaching distally, and then far reaching distally. And then we will do it a couple different locations. This could, going overhead is really good to practice with this, because this would be like hanging, like on rings, going down. Okay, you're not done yet. We have this position. You're going to take, we're going to roll up and over, or let's go straight up like we're setting at volleyball. We're going to pull it down onto the trailing leg or the backside coil. Okay, so we should feel that backside coil now, yes? It's all external, yes? Yes. Okay, we're here. We're going near steer. With close. We're going far steer, keeping it proximal, keeping that external. Come back near and extend out distally. Go far distally. Maybe pick one or two more kind of places to push. If you're somebody overhead presses, press overhead. Somebody dips, push down. Then we're going to take the wrist, roll it over, up and over at the shoulder and the elbow. Now we're in the oblique. Yes? Okay, we're in the oblique. We steer near. We steer far. We go near and we distally extend. We go far and we extend distally. And we pick one or two more places. Overhead's a great place to explore. And then we get freedom. Try to come out. Cool? So that's a really cool way. I had a guy have like 39 dislocates before he came to me.
Die sprechen halt von Martial Science und ich glaube, du als alter Kampfsportler merkst halt, diese Verankerung ist einfach alles, ne? Diese Intent.
Cool. Any questions on that? What is it?
Over, under.
Oh, yeah. Of course, sure, yeah. That's what, yeah, because you're learning to make everything fluid again. So we don't have that block. You know, the whole goal, the whole reason I feel like I'm getting stuff like that is repetitively using this, not learning to put it through all of this, right? It's just, again, be a carver, right? So use a hammer all the time. And I actually started noticing we would all start picking up issues like shoulders and elbows and wrists when we started switching to power tools. Because we weren't using our body anymore to hit stuff like with hammers. We were like, and like we're just using it from here. We weren't really bracing and like putting the force through our bodies anymore when we were doing all this stuff. So you need to teach somebody a fluid practice, and like if somebody likes tension and trying to feel themselves, kind of like more that like Tai Chi, like feel myself kind of approach, this is a cool way to do it. And then if they don't and they have no idea what to do, a rope is a beautiful way to do it. But ideally, you got to be giving people these positions, things that start to associate to these lines. The rotational language being the first thing, coil, bilateral, RMT, like make sure they can kind of sense that in their body. Then we start playing around with like, okay, like I got that. You'll look at the person and go like, all right, they're more dominant here, or maybe they feel this and they feel this, but they're lost here and they're lost here. How do I get them to start like learning this? Like maybe I only do like right side holds here on that thing.
It has the longest, and now I get better at this, and if I get better at this, now I have that range. And so when he's having them do these, you know, isometrics, like that gives them the capacity to now be better integrated when they want to be in the center doing what they're doing. So it's the reciprocation of the polarities that enhances the other polarity. And it gives you the maximum bandwidth in between to do what's appropriate in the moment without thinking. Thinking is slow, you've lost if you're thinking. It's responsiveness.
There at the top, and when I'm here, I want you to think about, you may have seen like cupping with your hands, so we'll talk about that with hand balancing. We're going to be darting the hand like that, or cocking the wrist back, so the digits have to stay straight, and you sort of pull that up so it creates like that diamond like that. Extension
to the extreme, flexion to the extreme. If I push down on that, that's the pyramid of Giza. I can't get it.
Yeah, not going so that pulling up will help draw you into the low lat. If that disappears, you just like lose a little bit of it. So it's a very valuable thing to help with this. So we're doing that at the top. Then once we finish that, I'm going to set you off for 4 to 8 reps. You're gonna pull yourself in further at the bottom, and you'll press away trying to retain it. You'll pull it in further through the hands, and then press away, try to retain it.
And sorry, put your hand down. So all the force is driving through what we'll call, I guess, the green dot in hand, right? Yeah. So that's where the force is. All right, and notice the intent when he's coming to. He is drawing. There's maximum intent.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to like pull a dart back right there as hard as I can. Like your hand might cramp, but that's good. Just like the feet were cramping when we were doing the toe point on the thing. Like I want these things working with you to get this to engage fully. That fluidity. If this end's getting it and this end's getting it, we got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everything in between is getting it. All right, and then so that'll be the external one. Then the internal one. Hands will go flat and will grab. So now I want you to think about like biting the thumb. Even if you just think about trying to grab the ground with your thumb, that can be helpful here. But you'll be toe point, so or like aggressively try to lean forward. Okay, so I like a toe point if you can get it, not the end of the world. If you can't, go to the knees and kind of try to keep the butt tucked. But we'll be top position, so trying to like hollow around. And then we'll hit the bottom position. On the bottom position, the face can touch, but I don't want the belly to touch. And then we'll move between A and B. And then the final thing we'll do is we're going to be in A at the top of internal, grabbing with the hands. Then we're going to relax the hands and funnel to external. And we're going to throw ourselves to internal. So we'll get that transitional.
If I have a basketball, I'm external to get that going, and I'm internal to follow through and finish. Okay?
Kind of like we did yesterday. And then go ahead and just barely lift yourself off the floor. Barely, like 1 inch off the ground, sorry, like 1 inch off the ground. 1 centimeter off the ground.
Yeah, exactly. No, 2.2 centimeters off the ground.
Okay, so like you're at the bottom loaded position of that push-up position, you're funneling everything to the low back. Low back, so you're going to be sticking, I want you to see butts sticking out like crazy. Stick your ass out.
Draw those fingers
Then
in.
we're going to push up to the top. There should not be a lockout. Trying to funnel, again, everything to low back. This is your body and your experience, but I'm looking for everything to funnel down to here. Okay, wide legs can assist if you're having a very hard time with it. Then you're going to move between A and B for roughly 8 push-ups. Again, trying to feel the low back. If anybody has done bench press in here, you're trying to make this feel like a powerlifting, like big barrel chest bench press. Yeah.
So you are facilitating the independence of that person feel and do inside that. You don't know. They have to know. And you gotta know. If you don't feel it, well then you got no awareness of it, you don't know it, then what's the chance you're gonna do it? Very low. Hi, beautiful.
Nach Prep und Prime kommt jetzt Perform. Das heißt, wir nutzen dieses Priming, was wir gehabt haben, externe Torsion ein, interne Torsion ein, nutzen wir jetzt zum Beispiel in Push-Ups und kann in jede anderen Übung reingepackt werden. Deswegen super geile Konzepte, die sind unterliegend, unterhalb deines ganzen Trainings, was du machst. Das ist perfekt als Vorbereitung und dann kannst du noch besser performen und bist noch schneller auf dem Feld.
Right? You don't want to be just in the neutral, unless you want to be neutral. But this is really about polarity.
Like kettlebells and dumbbells and do stuff while you're rolling. And then we're going to learn something called framing. And just demo of all of it real quick, just so you can see it. So hooking is, or wraps. We're going to do wrist wraps today. We're going to do the elbow wraps today, and we're going to do shoulder wraps today. Then we're going to play around with finger wraps. And it's all going to utilize like the matador concept. So that's why I was saying that matador is really special to me. I feel like there's just so much opportunity for exploration and play that's rather simple, that you can give a lot of flair to somebody's rope practice. Once we learn that finger hook or wrap, we're going to learn to pin. So we're going to learn to kind of get the other finger involved and pin it. So then we're able to create like an iso drawl in the rope while we're rolling, and we can spread that as wide as we like it. And then we're going to play around with using both those techniques to create an eyelet in the rope. And this allows me to like whip the rope out and keep this hand stationary if I so chose. And this is where I'll preset this up and I'll hold kettlebells in my hand wrapped and keep that pinned out. And now I can create sequences where I'm like holding a kettlebell and rolling at the same time, which is just an interesting, fun practice, I think. So. Cool. And then we're going to do an assessment tool with this as well. That's last. So let's just kind of get flowy with your rope real quick. Just give me some good transitions. Very specific about trying to learn to control which joint I'm trying to move it about. So that's hitting the elbow now, creating that wrap. Right? And then we're going to switch to the shoulders. Get my shoulder involved in it. You're going to notice how this makes you have to use your whole body to sort of throw the rope a little more. And then we're going to work, once we hit the shoulder, we're going to slowly work our way back to the wrist, and we're all going to sort of meet back at the wrist until we're going to get to the finger. And then once we get to the finger, we may kind of start stopping, and we can actually, this is going to be the only practice that I'll encourage you to maybe look at your hands while we're playing with it. I want you to be a little more, because it's so dexterous and different, and you got to be kind of quick about getting your fingers and stuff. We'll take the time with it, all right? So I'll face maybe this way. If we can, I'll face it the same way. I still think that's the best idea. You're really good at this stuff. You can work on your ability to kind of be consistent and fast at the same point.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Work your way up to the elbow. and then we'll still just unwind it the same way. So that far steer is what we're going to be focusing on with that finger. And looking at the rope is really helpful here. But when you get it, it's going to create this loop in the line that will allow you to essentially infinitely roll the rope on one side if you need. Okay? So it crosses. So when it crosses to the left hand is going to grab the right rope, the right hand rope. Let it out. Now the right grabs the right, or the left hand rope, let it out. Left grabs right, right grabs left. Left grabs right, right grabs left. Still that 1-2 cross. That's the count. It should just have that nice far steer element to it.
I love your energy.
So what you're doing is you're dropping into balance, because athletes, we don't fall, we drop into balance.
I was sort of obsessed with the club, and like we made a club attachment, and like was wanted to teach her how to use it and stuff. Like he just really wanted to do that, but I was like, like I want to get this girl roping. And my immediate mission with her was to try to get, like, we got a little hook thing for it so that we could get it to hold loosely. And the goal was to learn, like, all of the patterns and learn to turn with it. And one thing I just kind of came up with this just as a way to try to assess her non-dominant side, to kind of get some understanding of it, to see if we get some improvement. And what I would do is we'd do 3 different stances. We only really did this with the matador, the overhand matador's wheel. But you can do this with every skill. I want you to sort of, like, if you really care about roping, it's like all you're going to do or something, you need to start having things you can kind of attack and like progress on and look at differently. So what you're going to do is you're going to sort of stand in a half hemisphere here, and we're going to play around with the eyes always staying on a point. So giving like a light or a dot, or you stand there the whole time. Something to keep the person's eyes focused on this, the task ahead. You're going to set up flat, this split, and you're going to do this same thing. So I'm going to start in this split stance first, and I'm going to do an overhand matador's wheel, okay? And right now it's what it normally is, right? Like I'm going to be getting it to go straight down the hallway, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my eyes straight down the hallway.
Call them out.
Oh, the reds?
No, I'm just saying, like, I want proof that you're looking.
Oh yeah. So you could have a person like call, read the eye chart, all the fancy stuff you can do now.
Say it.
Yeah, 2, jeez, 3. Okay, 1. All right, fuck you.
Yes, he got it.
All right, so then what we do is I keep my eyes there, and I'm gonna steer the rope perfectly to this orange one, right? So I'm not looking at the orange one, but I'm gonna be attacking the orange one on both revolutions of the rope. Okay.
So basically the rope is now on a 45 from where it was there. So that's the 45, right there to there is a 90.
And having the constraint of trying to keep my gaze forward is going to make me get longer on the left and shorter on my coil on the right to accomplish the task. Okay? Then I'm going to try to go like that perfect,
yeah,
90, right?
You got to shift your weight. Now you
got to shift the weight to get out of your own way, but I'm attacking that perfect zero line, right? And still looking down the hallway. So this would be good for like controlling your flank if you were in some sort of fight with a weapon.
They're
I'll come back out.
attacking.
Usually I try to, like the way I present in the book, I want you to try to get somebody to get 8 repetitions at a spot before they move to a new spot. And what you'll see is like for Lizzie, what happened is we would start to go to this side because she didn't have the left arm, and she would like go to right there. Like she could only go to right there, and then like she would hit there on this side, and then when she was on this side, she would hit there. So it would open the cake that way instead of keeping the cake open this way, like targeting a point, right? So she was hitting a nail there, and she's hitting a nail there. She couldn't keep hitting the nail every time she was coming back around. So, but on this one, she could get to like right here. So the goal was to try to create like an equal environment, or we got her to end up getting to the green. So doing the same skill again, now we're doing it over the backside coil. I'm gonna get to the green, right? So I hit the green every time. And then, of course, I'll go to that perpendicular. Again, the back side is going to be the more challenging of the two, because you got to get back over that back leg.
Watch his right hand. You see how far it goes high to the shoulder on that? And he's shifting his weight to get himself out of the way.
So your body stays looking at me.
I don't want to change the compass is really success, but I'm taking
And then the person feels a sense of like, okay, I
care about this. I want to know if this is untrue. The front hand comes in, you're going to be in that far sphere, you hook around it.
Verticalization.
Yeah, that creates
Verticalization.
that creates that loop that we can endlessly move the rope without it wanting to tangle. Okay? And now I can let that out and I can reciprocate it. Right? Got that. Then I can do that pin. Now I have that pin where I can do underhand matadors with that idea if I want to pull tension, or I just like the idea of it being drawn apart. Then I have, again, all this is just the idea that after the first hit, the front hand grabs the back. Then the back will grab the back. And now I have the eyelet. And I can whip stuff. Right?
Oh, I just want to close my eyes and listen.
Play around, you can, again, this thing lets you just endlessly do stuff. Okay? You let it out, and then when we go to frame, that front's going to grab and loop up. So again, it's just that grab, you just grab higher up on it, and you got to spread the hands to create, like, geez, space. I'm trying to go too slow to show you guys, sorry. Go slow, space, like that. And the higher I can get up, you kind of find a sweet spot, like the higher you get up on the rope, the bigger the frame you can have. So it's easy. You got a bigger basket to catch the rope in. If you don't grab high enough, you got a little basket, you got to try to get this long, floppy rope into.
It's a little basket with a bigger payload. And
Yeah. Like there's no room for the rope. Okay? And the second you get it through, you're just like trying to get that hand out, right? And the more vertical you can get that hand when you make the loop, or that elbow, it'll like push it down into it. Right?
Are we taking a 5
Well, if you guys want to practice that, and then we're not going to take a break. We're going to go ahead and do something that I was talking about. So we're going to start learning to lift. We're going to learn how to lift weights and move by making perfect 90-degree cuts. We're going to end up applying this to pulsers. We're going to do cleans. We might do clean and jerks or clean and presses. We're going to do, I'll end up showing some kettlebell stuff with it later too. And we're going to learn, just a ton of stuff. And we're going to end up learning how to use the pulsar as an offhand strength and conditioning tool. So we're going to use the pulsar to help us overspeed the linear progression we're going to be doing with like hand weights, dumbbells, and kettlebells. And we'll be able to, the pulsar is going to tell us to move just a fraction of a bit faster than we would normally do with the weight and force us to do it. And then it will also teach us to like shift our weight with better timing while also being explosive. Lots of things we'll play with here, but the most simple we're going to play with, we're going to do that driver sort of grip on the pulsar. We're going to play around with just, yesterday we did that like a load and then that step out and drive, right? We're going to use that concept. We're just going to kind of keep it probably lower, more linear right now, like a cross. We're going to be here, we're going to step, and we're going to step forward to load, step forward to send. All right, so we're going to RMT. We're going to get used to moving like 3 to 5 steps. Okay, being mindful of people around you. Once we have that down, what we're going to do is we're going to be loaded. I'm going to have you turn and punch. You're going to step and load. Then we're going to turn and punch. You're going to step and load, turn and punch. So we're going to be making perfect 90-degree cuts and weight shifts.
Right? This is cardinal coordination.
Yeah, cardinal coordinations, cardinal transitions. Yeah, cardinal coordinations. Yeah.
That's what sort of the umbrella.
That is, that's what's in it. Yeah. I just interchangeable all the time.
Yes.
All right, but that's gonna be the first concept we're gonna play with. Then once we have that, we're then gonna put this down. We're gonna grab our kettlebells or dumbbells, and then we're gonna learn how to mimic a similar pattern or behavior, walking linearly with a kettlebell and a dumbbell. Learn to transition 90 degrees, and then we're gonna put the two together. Cool?
The pulsar is an exclamation point. It's not a comma, it's not a period, it's not a colon, it's not a semicolon. It's an exclamation point. And so what Chris, you'll get to is Chris is going to show you how to boom. Like that exclamation point is what he was talking about. You just get a little bit faster.
Cool. Yeah, so let's all get space. Make sure there's nothing under your feet. We're gonna get lines first to sort of we'll do like 3 steps forward. So it's front side to front side coil is what we're doing here right now. You're gonna be able to manipulate this a lot of ways. But it's front side, we're doing the screwdriver or the spray can grip. Front side coil, step to front side coil. Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. What?
And again, remember I was talking about yesterday, like when I'm working with an athlete, we're doing this, and I'm going to grab the kettlebell with the thumb back, like that, okay? I'm going to step up and catch the kettlebell on the front side coil. Step down, set it there, I'm all on this side. Up, bring it to this side, all my weight's here, I can take that up, right? Here, here. Okay? We'll get that linear walk, just a couple steps is good to get. Then you're gonna work on, I'm here. Wait, how do I do it? We're gonna step and catch, and then we're gonna pivot and drop. We're going to step and catch, we're going to pivot and drop. Step and catch, pivot and drop. Okay? I'm trying to just teach you guys how to get those full weight transfers. So now we're using load, which allows us to create linear progression on a sequence. And then we're going to combine it with the pulsar so we can retain speed and power. All right? Yeah?
Now when I rotate here,
step and drop.
same exact
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're squaring the circle by defining.
That's it?
And yes, yes, exactly.
And you can still get, like, if you want, you can still get the
perfectly balanced.
Mega. Jetzt setzen wir die ganzen Prinzipien um mit der Kurzhantel oder der Kettlebell. Das heißt, wir haben auch wieder Rotation, das ist letztendlich auch wieder Gangbild. Ne? Nur jetzt halten wir jetzt hier, wir sind hier, wir cleanen und wir gehen wieder nach vorne. Clean, hopp und da. Als nächstes, zeigt hier da drüben, können wir Richtungswechsel machen. Das heißt, wir haben jetzt mathematisches Krafttraining, 90 Degrees Cuts, 90 Grad.
Yes. Boom. Boom. Yeah. But it's great. Boom. Love it. Love it.
Dann kann man das natürlich auch noch weiter erweitern mit Schwungmustern.
He has such a sincere curiosity in practice. It's so sincere. It's so sincere.
It is. I feel like this.
Listen,
Thank you.
if your training is not effective in a martial standpoint, it lacks sincerity, right? Flight, it's 100% sincere. There's a clock. Okay, fighting, it's subjective, but it's very sincere. He wants to turn me off. What did I do in my exercise to not let him do that? Right? So if you bring it back to sort of basics, you know, sticks and stones, who's going to eat tonight? And he's trying to eat me. Well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Right?
Getting faster and stronger.
Lethality and survivability. You're hard to kill, right? And the better you get at it, you could metaphorically kick the shit out of the guy, and he's not hurt, and he knows that. because he realized, holy shit, I'm not moving as well as I could. And it's very simple to get to perfect. Perfect. And the standard.
Perfect balance.
The standard is perfect. Why would the standard not be perfect? You think God made animals that don't move with perfect balance? What the hell is that? Calories were scarce. Inefficiency is that lineage died. The seed didn't create another one, right? The ancient guy doing a power press, well, guess what? They're all gone. They didn't make it. Because the reality is this. Despite what the peer review exercise science says, oh, the core doesn't generate power. Oh, really? A lot of non-contact injuries, and if I'm wiring the nervous system, making that nervous system really fucking nervous because you don't have root, you don't have balance, and you're patterning freeze up root, oh shit, what's happening? Freeze up root. Oh, really? You can't, you have to bend the knee to reality, and by proxy, by me. That's right, you're welcome. Okay, every step stronger, and you are very welcome.
Punch, catch it. Forward catch, okay, so right as I'm catching that weight, that is finishing the strike. So what's really special about this is, however heavy I am going or light I go on this, the quicker I can get up this, the faster I can move here. But I can also, because I can move so fast with this, if this has got this big heave to it, I can time it up perfectly to the catch every time. So right when that punch is hitting, I'm grounded and rooted to give it the most behind it, right?
And then you're hitting the opponent with the floor.
All right, so now I've caught, right? Now I pivot and drop. Step and catch, pivot, drop. Step and catch, pivot, drop. Step and catch, pivot, drop. Note how my foot stays in the same spot the whole time. Left foot, or pulsar side, is always in the same spot. Right, you can pick up the speed of it.
Let me just say one thing. So, no. We're squaring the circle, and that means that this one's in the center, and then they go out on the 45. And the 45 lets me be perfect on the 90, perfect on the 90. If I step out too narrow, right, I'm not as balanced, and here I'm flat. I got nothing. So what you're doing is you're on a square that turns into a circle. So I can go here, it doesn't matter. I'm just as balanced on either side. But if it's not there, ooh, I'm not as balanced, right? So that's just the idea. And if you watch Chris do it, go back and rewind your videotape. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, again, that's that like martial intent behind it, like that boxer stance, and then like, that's what I'm trying to get you guys to do when you're roping too. The roping is so soft that it's easy just to stand here. And you'll never think twice about it, like whatever, but I want you to get here with it because the second I'm building all that time in that position and all of this movement, the second I start loading it and I'm here doing it, I'm like out of balance and I don't feel good and I want it all to be cohesive.
Out of balance.
And this educates why I do that with the rope. And then vice versa. The rope is now telling me why I do this.
Out of balance will make the nervous system extremely nervous. Right, so, oh, we don't want that. We want the nervous system to be super responsive, not nervous, right? So by getting the volume, polishing perfect, perfecting perfect, 100% is the standard. It's just that simple. So get to work.
Ja, genau. Ich sag, wir machen das jetzt wie in Hollywood. Ja. Genau. Geil. Feier ich. Das ist geil, tolle Leute. Ja, sehr gut, sehr gut, sehr gut. Mega.
Yeah. So Something I do with this too.
Hearing, but
But what he's about to do, I would say, is even more valuable. Okay?
Remember what we were talking about, kind of getting like reasons for some of these. Like this one, it's easy, it's great for general exercise to do this. It's also great for, if you got strikers, it's like a fun way to learn on shadow box and get their strength and conditioning to have some resemblance to what to do. And then when we go to this grip, that center line pulse, or that cross pulse, that's gonna, the center line is gonna be the running, and the cross pulse is gonna be like the grappling and stuff like that, right? Or maybe even skating.
It's prison stabbing. So if I'm here and I go, bah, 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 and I got a shank.
So we're gonna use the running action pulse, and we're gonna play around with the idea of, we're gonna play with the deadlift, we're gonna play with maybe a mill a little bit, we'll play the high pull, and then we'll play with, I guess we can do it with the clean as well, right? So we'll start with no weight, and
fast finger happy feet.
still, yeah, only, I mean, my feet never get crushed, so. Except for my big toe would lie about it. Yeah. I'd bluff on that.
The unimportant big toe.
What am I doing? Okay, so we're gonna do like, we're gonna think like we're doing it like a pick, like a straight deadlift. So I'm gonna load and explode. Load, explode. Load, explode. Okay, so I'm coiled on the right. This is just like, imagine you're holding 1,000 pounds and I'm trying to fire that up and it's not gonna come up yet. So we're keeping that constraint of like I'm doing a deadlift. Okay, so that position there. Then we're gonna take it and we're gonna get a high pull. See how that's the blade? So then I meet, high pull, high pull, high pull. It can step, if it sits still, it can step, which will feel more natural. Then what we're gonna do is you're gonna come up with the step, and at this point, this is gonna hit and cross, okay? And that will have gotten me the clean. Okay, then I'm going to hit, step, and then it will hit down. Hit, step, hit down. So we're going to combine the arm action for running and that cross pulse together to allow us to start run and exercise type deal.
And it works great with a single pulser.
Yeah, really easy.
Right?
You can double.
You can double it, but oftentimes I don't double it. And I just use the one.
Yeah, and I want to do it to allow me to do linear progression with hand weights. So I love this. It feels really good for coordination and rhythm, but it also lets me move quicker than I normally do with more precision with the hand weights. Because I'm not even thinking about the hand weight at that point. I'm thinking about this thing, and now all of a sudden I'm just ripping weight doing like really complex stuff. Because
it's a more powerful initiation of movement because you're hitting an exclamation point at that moment. And when after you guys practice this, I'm going to show you how the one that I have done the most, and I'll show you sort of the biomechanics of why it's so powerful. So you guys will do that, then I'll show you something that I absolutely love.
Yeah, I'll go more at speed too. So again, we'll be here doing like the deadlift, then the high pull, like that, then the clean.
All I see is exclamation points.
Okay, and then that's going to turn into...
All right, that's what I like.
So, combining everything we did with complexity, coordination, rhythm.
All right, drink.
Place it right on your chest.
There you go. See how that's faster on that.
Yeah. Much better. Much better. Love it. Oh, you move well.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that coil. Head outside foot. Head outside foot. Head inside foot. Head over foot. Oh. Oh, that's quick. Do you see what's happening yet? You see what's happening yet? This is open chain, upper body, plyometric. It's a form of exercise that did not exist before the propulsed space trainers.
Deion Sanders, Randy Moss, Usain Bolt, fast people. Double down. Double down. And the propulsor teaches you the pattern, the timing, everything. And it also enhances the structure, the fascia, the tendon, connective tissue. And what you want with connective tissue is you want recoil. I want to jolt. And guess what? When you can jolt, cheetah don't stretch. Cheetah don't gotta stretch. How fast are you? One step fast. That's right. Find me the fastest guy. I'm one step faster. And I'm not faster, but I got a first step. You will not beat me on a first step, and then you'll beat me. Ah!
Ja. Bleib wirklich gekreuzt über den Beinen. Also Hände hoch, du wirst hier drauf sein.
Just like that, pushing me there. All right, so push in. We're just going to equalize force. So give me your force. He can't move me. I can put 6 of them there. He can't move me. But from here, I have to move my whole body and keep it connected. Now watch this. Keep it up. The same force. Let's just lock it in. Now right there, he's not going to sense anything different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come to external and external. Woo! I'm a lot more powerful bladed here than I am here. That makes sense? And so what we're doing is we're saying, you're adults. We gave you the basics. And then it's a constant refinement. Constantly refining. Boom, that's external. And when we do the landmine, it's much more complex because what we like to do is we like to be here. Right? Like we like to come into like that position here. So it's not just the boom, boom, right? What we'll do is it's the boom, boom. Boom.
I treated, remember we talked about the barbell clean and jerk, split jerk yesterday? What did we say it was, rotational?
I was late for this, but...
What did we say the barbell clean and jerk? Was it RMT, CCT, or BTT? Anybody remember? It was CCT. Remember, and I brought up the Chinese weightlifter that like bounces on one leg? So when we do that landmine clean and jerk, like the way it's done in LMU, it's front side coil to front side coil. It's RMT that way. But the way I do it, and I teach it at this one, if we do it, I teach it front side to back side. And it mimics the actual clean and jerk, like, you know, like the weightlifting.
And biomechanically, it's superior biomechanics.
Well, I think
in terms of like output, it is.
I'll talk more about that. I wouldn't say it.
They're both good.
We'll do the clean and jerk tomorrow. I do the weightlifting tomorrow, so we're kind of going off a little. He was asking a question about more the foot position thing, but yeah, I want to do that stuff tomorrow. That's what I said. We'll do breakaways and I'll go over it. And I actually like both. I like both. The thing I don't like about the one is that I think the implement sucks. Because when I go into internal, I want to, like when you guys do have you done like the throw the bar weight? I like that.
Yeah.
I like that when I go to that because I'm pronating and I'm getting rid of the weight. I don't like stacking the weight on that long side.
So yeah, it's more natural. If on the finish here with the internal, it would be a lot nicer if I could be here.
Yeah.
Because now I'm finishing, right? Here it's sort of like, oh, it's not quite finished, right?
Yeah, I feel
So,
that.
yeah. But
It's not that big of a deal.
no, it's not that big of a deal. Landmine University is like a distilled, rotational Olympic weightlifting methodized. That's it, and it is so simple. And oftentimes, it's like, it becomes somebody's favorite thing because they're getting stronger and more powerful, right? And now that we're getting big, strong people doing ropes, the rope is a Rosetta Stone. The problem is it looks kind of, you know, wimpy or whatever. You know, I'm not a hippie. I don't want to do that, right? So now you use a heavy rope, but we're literally doing the same thing over and over and over, different ways, different tools. That makes sense? But really the point that I started with is this position here, that is structurally strong without muscles having to sort of have burden and work. It's about finding the skeletal transmission that allows the force to flow free through the fascia. So if I'm in the middle and that's working hard, I don't get that clean force versus the passive, no slack, right? The perched, no slack. Make sense?
Re-draw, re-grip, yeah. That re-gripping and turning again.
Yes.
Re-grip and turn, that's it. That's it, that's it, that's it. Just keep chasing it. And now I even showed, like, I started dropping and spindling in further and further as I was doing it. More so than we felt. You need to do front side, do back side, and you do separate. Purpose of it. So we're not going to just be standing here sort of like linearly and trying to strengthen my shoulders. We're going to be thinking about like an external task that this relates to, and it's going to end up turning into the idea of throwing a ball, right? This kind of play. And you'll see I'll get a lot more weight transfer and shifting in the feet. I'm sorry, the full range of motion one, so it's going to be this, it's going to go behind the back, and then it's going to go around. So everybody in this room will have that by the end of this afternoon. It's kind of a game plan. And what's really special about this is that shifting weight in it, and the fluid work we're doing, we're going to try to get rid of the sound in all the movement we're going to do, okay? The sound is going to tell me something is loose. I'm not tractioning, I'm not getting everything to full length, and that is going to be a better cuer than you are going to be to a person, okay? Because it's going to meet them right in the moment, and they're going to make the micro adjustments to get the tool quiet that are going to help them, instead of you going, get your arm longer, and they're like, my arm's long. You know what I mean? Because maybe they need to do something that's not that, right? They just need to fiddle with it till it gets quiet, right? So like, can I get this thing in until it's like completely quiet, right? No sound. But if I got some sort of like shift going through it, something's lackadaisical and points of it are too, it's taking control of me. And at some point I'm gonna give out. Cool? So, first things we're going to do, we're going to kind of, when we play swinging events, I mentioned we were going to play around with like the concepts with the rope. So we're going to start with an underhand circle, which is going to be a backside coil and a split stance. Okay, so we're going to be doing this underhand circle, so it's pinky forward, pinky back, and we're going to try to get the club quiet. Some people, if the range of motion's off, it might cut at an angle, like if the shoulder's a little impinged. And or you might start noticing like you may not actually make it a shoulder circle and you might make it like an elbow circle. As long as it's quiet, we know it's pulling, and most likely you're going to be good. Then we're going to turn that very quickly into an underhand figure eight. I want you to note, see how I'm sort of letting my other arm follow the action? If my hand is just sort of like floating, it's going to feel really off, and it's going to like make the club not really know where to be. But if I'm getting that sort of vertical action and moving that, getting that, remember that slice up of the pinky we talked about with the underhand, it's going to feel real sharp, okay? This gets tiring pretty quick, so I really want to do just like, we're going to do the underhand one, and we're going to quickly just sort of transition into the figure eight when you're comfortable, and then we'll do the other side, and then we'll do the overhand series. I'll show that after. Get it long. Hold that thing. Hold on that thing so don't fly, okay? And it is best if all clubs are facing one direction. Whatever you got to do to find a spot. So you know when they're going to be thrown when they're thrown. I get under the club. Okay? If I'm directly under the club, this feels easy. If it's leaning away a little bit, it's hard, right? So get under the club, you get a shift, it feels easy. I get over the club, you hear a shift, it feels easy. Then I'm going to work hard to bring it directly in front of my eyes. This will be 3. And then we're going to pass it back to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then it's going to be right, right, left. Right, right, left. Right, right, left. Okay, so that weight shift. Right, left. 1, 2, 3.
And if you need to, just choke up on the club. So if this feels too hard here, just choke up on it, you got it.
So we'll get that portion of it. And then I'll add that on. Then we're going to keep building it up until it turns into the full note. Okay, so we'll start with that one. Get in there. Out to the side. You good? It's right. So it's 1, then it's 2, then it's across. Bring it 1, 2, across. 1, 2, across. 1, 2, across. 1, 2, across. Weight on the right, weight on the right, weight on the left. Weight on the right, weight on the right, weight on the left. Then what you're going to do is start removing the sound. Then it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Get it quiet. I want it to start getting quiet now. Start removing the sound. So no more catch now. Make it fluid. They get short side and long side. So we use it to walk across the room. Then we use it to turn and step. Turn and step. Then we use it to like change angles. And you can start mimicking different patterns and cuts and angles you might be using for specific athlete or sport. So this one, we'll start. I just want to get like at least at 8 or 10 in place here. Feel comfortable. Give me a couple forward walks. When you feel good there, give me some of those step and pivots. Okay. And that'll be fluid deceleration. That's where you're taking it and you're keeping it fluid, but you're whipping it back around and you're using it like using your own self to stop the club.
Yeah, reference landmarks.
Gee. Yeah, let's try it. Make sure you got a real
Ja. Very good. Macht Bock, ne?
Oblivious.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keeping low like that. Yeah. That's more what you're doing. Yeah. So I mean, I'm pulling down. I want this to hit my body. Hit my body. Hit my body. I'm getting like I'm even like opening that thing up.
And a good litmus test on this is slow it down enough that when you're doing it, this foot isn't dragging here, right? So if I do this and I do that, that's not going to be as useful as if I do this and this and this. And just slow it down. Yeah, look at that. Oh, good.
Practice it with you in a moment. The one we're going to play with now, you can either do your grip like this. This is more going to matter if like you do have somebody that plays with sticks and they want to have like that type of grip, golfers, baseball, tennis. But if you have like gen pop or fighters, I tend to go this grip where I'm going to put the pinky right at the club head. We're gonna do bailers is what we call them. So we're gonna start in a front side coil. I'm here. We're gonna do a front side coil bailer. So it's gonna be position A. We're gonna hit position B, and we're gonna go from A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. Okay. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go A. Then we're gonna turn A to B, A to C, A to D. And we're gonna start adding like layers or positions, like you could run a clock or whatever, right? So AB, just sort of picking a good spot. Then it's AB, AB, AC, AB, AB, AC, AB. And you can kind of and create a bunch of work with that.
Amplitudes.
Yeah. This is a lot of work, by the way, so this is going to suck. We're going to probably wrap the day after this because it's going to wipe you out big time. We'll do it front side, then we're going to take it to the other side, we'll hit back. So it's A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. And just start building speed, and then A, B, A, C, A, B. Then what we'll do, since we have front and back, we'll do front to back, right? Front, back. A, B, A, C, A, B. Ba, 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 ba.
And pay attention, really the essence of it is frame. So he's moving with his body, he's not moving like this. It's all of his weight working together because he keeps the frame. Right? We talk about diamond, right? Diamond, and we're talking about sort of a frame diamond that it's my body doing it. And he just does it so well.
Yeah, I'm really simple about the cueing on this too. I always kind of feel silly about I'm just telling you the positions to hit, but I'm trying to show you how easy it is to rely on everything we've already done. There's nothing different. It's just the rotational movement. It's the coil. It's a front side coil. It's a position and a position. So as long as you're teaching a feeling at a position, and we're moving between them, and we're rooting it to something we've already pre-established, I don't need to overcomplicate it. Okay? And I'm really big on trying to remove all that overcomplication stuff, especially with something that's like swinging, because that's already something that people think is like, oh, that's going to be overcomplicated. I don't know if I'm coordinated enough to do it. And I just want to knock that out, because it's a super valuable skill for people. And that's why I sort of almost oversimplify some of the coaching with it. So when I actually start to move, that's when you leave it. That's when you're only on the go-to zone, if that makes sense, right? So you're always green, blue, and then if you're going to blue, that means you're leaving that foot. You're gone. That's why it's a go to it. Because I'm going to go to it. I'm going to that one. Right? I'm going to this one and now I'm going to that one. Right? And it's the transition of your way.
Like the terminal stand space when you
Yeah. But if I don't have intention to go all the way through, then I'll stay and I'll keep both. Like if I'm hitting something, I'm watching it sail, I have both. I have blue and green right now, and then I'm like, ooh, I did it. Ooh, now I leave it and I left the go-to zone and now I go. Okay?
So, kleines Fazit, Tag 1 der WMQ, also der Weckmann für die Qualification. Wir haben gestern schon den AMDS gemacht, heute ging es nochmal tiefer rein in die Konzepte und Prinzipien. Wir haben nochmal mehr mit den Pro-Pulsern gearbeitet, also Timing, Koordination trainiert. Wir haben mit der Klapp trainiert, ja, auch da nochmal die Rotationskomponenten, haben mit Torsional Lines gesprochen, external, internal. Ich glaube, heute sind die ganzen Leute auch einfach nur happy, dass es vorbei ist, weil es ist schon sehr, sehr anstrengend, intensiv für den Körper. Wir haben extrem viele Leute schwitzen gesehen und auch extrem viele freudvolle Gesichter. Und ich glaube, wir haben was richtig Geiles geleistet. Morgen geht es weiter mit dem letzten Tag, Tag 2 der WMQ. Und ja, ihr seht das, wir haben über 30 Leute, glaube ich, hier auch wieder da. Gestern waren es 40. Das wächst immer mehr und wir hoffen einfach, das mehr Leuten da draußen zu bringen, weil jeder spürt das, da steckt einfach was dahinter. Das ist dieses tiefer liegende Fundament, was jede deiner Sportarten, deine Bewegungen einfach effizienter und eleganter machen wird. Deswegen sei dabei, Rotational Movement Training und let's go!